I'm actually pretty ashamed that I haven't done a countdown for this franchise yet. Time to remedy that.
If there's something you should know about me, it's that I adore Sly Cooper. It's my favorite video game franchise for a multitude of reasons, and now it's time to pay some proper respects by doing a countdown solely dedicated to this franchise. One aspect of the Sly games that I love are the missions. The missions are the main structure of every Sly game, and they are, at least mostly, a lot of fun. But you've read the title, so you already know what to expect. However, I'm laying down few special rules for this list. First of all, only one mission per episode for the sake of variety, and only one operation per game because let's face it, this list would be filled with them otherwise. And no boss missions unless it has something else than just the boss. Also, spoiler warning for the entire series. Alright, enough jabbering. Let's get started.
Suit up, partner. Almost time for the semi-finals. Stay sharp, Sly. Iceland and Belgium will be at each other's throats up there, but you're still outnumbered.
Relax, Mom. This is gonna be great.
One thing I was quite worried about back when Sly 4 was coming out was the Ancestor gameplay. I was worried that they would just replace Sly in each of the different time periods, but I'm glad I was wrong. Each Ancestor is a great character, and my favorite has to be Tennessee Kid Cooper. I mean, his gameplay is a nice twist, he has a stereotypical yet awesome Wild West gunman personality, and he's voiced by Sam Riegel. And that's like 10 more awesome points. Which brings me nicely along to Cooper for Hire. This mission starts with Bentley giving you a brief rundown of what you need to do. Afterwards, you have to tail Toothpick to the mines where he has supposedly hidden Tennessee's cane. When you arrive at the mines, you have to defend Bentley from scorpions as Murray while he's trying to open the door. When you enter the mine as Tennessee, you find his cane, and then it's time for the main course of the mission. You have to utilize Tennessee's abilities like gunning down enemies third-person shooter style, using crack shot mode to open doors, and rail slide rail grinding. All the while listening to Sam Riegel's awesome southern accent. So overall, this mission is basically just pretty darn fun. A great way to start off this list if you ask me.
Relax, Mom. This is gonna be great.
The more I think about it, I start to realize that Sly 2 has some weird missions. And this is one of them. This guy's bridge has a simple concept. You need to protect Bentley while he's blowing up a bridge that feeds power to the prison security system. However, there's no place for you to hide on the bridge, so the only way to take out the guards stealthily is to break the statues on the bridge and literally take their place. This tactic is so dumb, but it still works! You can only do it in this mission, and it will only work if the guards haven't seen you, but who the fuck cares? I'm a statue! This is one of those missions where the emphasis on both stealth and action is embraced to the max. Take out the big flashlight guards from behind with a stealth strike, and take on the smaller guards hand to hand by yourself. What also complicates this is Bentley, who constantly runs back and forth on the bridge to put explosives on both sides, which means you can't stay stationary either and you need to switch sides constantly, or otherwise it's game over. I won't lie, it's a pretty weird job, but it's so goddamn hilarious! And that's just fine with me.
Relax, Mom. This is gonna be great.
Next up is the redundancy of the redundancy department, Flaming Temple of Flame.
Other than the redundant name, Flaming Temple of Flame stands out from other reasons as well. While it's basically just your typical platforming level, I feel it's better structured than the others of the kind in China. While it's overall pretty short, there's tons of other stuff to keep you interested, like these two bottles that always seem to escape from me. Other than that, the whole level is based around some kind of training facility, and while the place isn't absolutely crawling with enemies, you can see that this is clearly some kind of dojo. And if Bentley's exposition in the beginning of the mission didn't give it away, these guys certainly will. There's some kind of monkeys on top of poles? Maybe poles. And you can actually kill them. So yeah.
There's not a lot to say about this one because it is pretty standard, but it's still a lot of fun. And besides, if I were to prolong this segment any further, the mission's title wouldn't be the only redundant thing around here.
Relax, Mom. This is gonna be great.
Despite my problems with the 4th episode of Sly 4, Of Mice and Mechs is still a great level on its own. I mean, the majority of the missions are just a blast to play through, and my pick would have to be the Mechanical Menace. The mission starts with Sir Galeth infiltrating a cavern which is said to hide a monster that guards the castle. After he goes in, Carmelita follows him, because reasons.
And then the real mission begins and it's time for Sir Galeth's Old England platforming challenge.
Yeah, and... hold on a sec.
JP? Who invited you?
You?
Huh?
Remember? You said I could cameo in this countdown. I'm very disappointed that you didn't remember.
No, of course I remember.
Anyway, back on topic. What makes this mission so great is that it's a very good platforming challenge. The mission has different obstacles you need to work around in order to proceed. Moving platforms, flaming wheels and balls, and just a lot of fire in general.
And while the environment of the mission looks a bit boring with all the grey metal and the overall lifeless surroundings, it's given more vibrancy by the lava on the background and just all the fire hazards in general. Another point for the fire, I guess.
Not to mention, throughout this mission we get to hear the awesome voice of Luke, Ben, Rickon.
Wait, isn't it Yosuke?
No, I think it's Simone.
Well, what does the script say?
I don't know, it's Yuri something. Oh wait, Sir Galeth. Never mind. Anyway, while I think Galeth has probably the lamest power of all Cooper ancestors, it's put to a great use in this mission.
When you reach the top of the tower, you find a three-headed mechanical dragon named the Moat Monster. After Galeth fails to shut the thing down, the dragon eats him and it's up to Carmelita to save him. Not sure how she got on top of the tower, but we'll just go with it.
What follows is a pretty good mini-boss where you need to take out each of the eyes on Moat Monster's 3 heads with Carmelita's shock pistol. After the monster is defeated, Galeth and Carmelita have a bonding moment and the mission is complete.
Thanks for joining me on this, JP.
No problem. Just remember to not forget promises you've made.
Is he still salty about that? Wait, is that gonna come back later?
Relax, Mom. This is gonna be great.
The concept behind this one is pretty simple, so I'll try to keep it short. Mega Jump Job is a mission near the end of Sly 2, and your objective is to activate these antennas so Carmelita can find her way to Arpeggio's airship and help defeat Claw Claw. The only problem is that these antennas are built stupidly high, so Sly won't be able to reach them normally. This is why Bentley gives Sly the Mega Jump backpack that allows him to use Mega Jump temporarily. So basically this entire mission boils down to jumping really high multiple times. And the overall fun factor of this mission comes from just that. I love flying around the blimp, and while reaching the antennas can be a pain, it's nothing that ruins the fun entirely. It's also one of the best opportunities to look for the clue bottles you've missed. And now to end off this segment, here's some fitting music for this mission.
Relax, Mom. This is gonna be great.
Next we're going to talk about the Chapter 5 of Sly 3 and my favorite mission in the level, which is...
Talk of pirates.
Holy what? Nick? What the hell are you doing here?
Huh? Don't you remember? Cameo.
Oh, for the love of... Miksi tässä aina käy näin?
Hei, älä mua syytä. Sä oot se, joka unohti.
Enkä miksi me puhutaan suomea?
Ai niin. Alrighty then. It's time to talk about one of the funniest missions in the entire Sly series. Talk of Pirates. I can't even begin to describe how much fun I had with this mission. First off...
Nick? Did you read the script at all?
Yes? Maybe?
Talk of Pirates isn't my favorite mission in Dead Men Tell No Tales.
What? What?
Okay, now, it's time to move on to the real number 10.
But what could be to Talk of Pirates?
2 words. Dynamic Duo.
Oh. Well, alrighty then. I'm in.
While I could take this time to rant how much I hate that certain plot twist in Sly 4, but really I'd much rather talk about something I like instead. Dynamic Duo is a mission that portrays the relationship and the teamwork between Bentley and Penelope, and it's just downright adorable.
This mission is constructed from various tasks you need to complete as both Bentley and Penelope, like collecting the scattered data from the destroyed spectrometer with Penelope's RC car, storming the Skull Keep, and escorting Penelope back to the safe house when she's blindfolded. And it's an escort mission that doesn't suck.
The teamwork between the two shows really well in this one. Both of them are very intelligent and they try to work things out with their brains, but eventually they let their feelings get in the way and take time to reflect on their relationship. And can I just say that getting Penelope back to the safe house is like the most precious thing ever?
In conclusion, Dynamic Duo is a great mission that shows the teamwork between the two brainiacs of the Cooper gang, while still being an entertaining and fun mission on its own. Too bad it's still not Talk of Pirates.
Really? We're still going on about that? Well, thanks for joining me anyway.
No problem. But be sure to talk about Talk of Pirates in your next Sly list, capiz?
No voi saatanan!
Relax, Mom. This is gonna be great.
One type of mission that I really liked in the original Sly Raccoon were the chase sequence levels with Carmelita. While there weren't too many of them in the game, they were a nice change of pace, and they felt a bit like the chase levels in the PS1 Crash games without the teeth-grinding difficulty. And my favorite of these is 2 to Tango from Sunset Snake Eyes.
And as we all know, you always need 2 people for Tango. I guess that's why I'm here.
Indeed. Wait, what?
Scotty? Oh god, not again. Don't tell me. I promised you a cameo, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Well, might as well just go with it.
I thought exactly. This mission mostly takes place on the Mesa City rooftops where Carmelita is trying to get you behind bars with a trusty shock pistol, and she actually has a pretty good aim, so staying at the same place for a long time will cost you, though her aim can be a bit too good at times.
While the first part of the mission is very good in its own right, the second part is where things get a little crazy. You have to escape from Carmelita while he's shooting at you again, but this time the impact of her attack will crumble the platforms you're jumping on.
This means that you have to be fast with your movements so Carmelita won't be able to destroy the platform you're standing on and make you fall to your death. This is a great test for your platforming skills because what would be better encouragement than holy shit, everything is falling, help! So overall, 2 to Tango is a very good mission. It keeps you on your toes for the entire time and offers some of the best dialogue in the game between Sly and Carmelita.
Thanks for helping me out on this one, Scotty.
No problem, glad to help out.
It's actually good you came along, because you always need...
No way, don't say it!
2 to Tango.
Why?
Relax, Mom. This is gonna be great.
Probably the most bland and unmemorable chapters in the Sly series are the episodes 2 and 3 from Sly 2. They have next to nothing of interest in their overworlds or missions, which leads both of the episodes being unnecessarily boring. But just like when there are downsides to things that are great, Boardroom Brawl from Starry-Eyed Encounter stands as a shining beacon in an otherwise boring level. The mission starts as Sly sneaks into Rajan's palace trying to find a security code in order to let Bentley and Murray into the palace to do some dirty work. According to Bentley, the security code can be found from under one of the guards' break tables, so your first objective in the mission is to find the security code by crawling under the tables. Once you've found the code, you have to make your way to the upper floor and let Bentley and Murray in. Your next objective is to protect Bentley from incoming baddies while he's trying to take control of the mechanical winch above the ballroom. From there on out, you have to play as Murray and pretty much whack some skulls for the rest of the mission. And that's pretty much it. While it isn't an overly complex mission, I just had a lot of fun with it. And seeing how rest of the chapter and the one following it turned out, that's an accomplishment.
Relax, Mom. This is gonna be great.
There might be plenty of problems with Clan of the Cave Raccoon, but for all it does right, I'd say it has plenty of fun missions. And what do you know, my favorite job in this chapter also happens to be my favorite operation in Sly 4, that being Jurassic Thievery. The mission starts with Sly and the others entering Grizz's fortress, I guess? First, you need to go with Bentley and destroy Grizz's egg vats with your arrows. Then Bob needs to climb the main generator tower to crank open its pressure valves, which will then cause a chain reaction. However, Murray is sent away from his original position, and one of Grizz's guards tries to reset the system, and now it's up to Sly to stop him. And there just so conveniently happens to be an obstacle course that Sly can pass. And now for probably my favorite part of this mission, the boss fight with the Grizz. Some people might say he's annoying or stupid, but this is actually my favorite boss in the game. In short, you have to dodge Grizz's skating attacks and wait until he brings down this shield thing. Now you have to smash the ice cubes on the contraption on Grizz, and after that you have to do a skating minigame, and when you do it successfully, you'll be able to deal damage to him. So all in all, Jurassic Thievery is a great ending to the third chapter of the game in many ways. Oh, and all Grizz ever wanted to do was skate. Yeah, next entry please.
Relax, Mom. This is gonna be great.
You might be noticing a lack of Sly 1 missions on this list. Not only does the game have only 5 episodes, but the overall missions are just pretty standard. Most of them involve platforming, sneaking at enemies, getting the key at the end, etc. Sure, you have your occasional curveball here and there, but most of the time, it's for the worse. So, how do you make a standard platforming mission stand out? Why, with a sinking death ray, of course! A sinking Peril is freaking awesome. As you make your way to the top of Clockwork's death ray to reach the owl himself, the tower starts to sink into the lava below. Your objective is to climb all the way to the top to Carmelita's jetpack before the whole thing goes down in flames. However, it's easier said than done. It's not called Death Ray for nothing, you know. On your way to the top, you will encounter various deadly traps set on the tower. It really puts your platforming skills to the test, requiring you to use almost every skill you've learned throughout the game. Last thing I have to mention is the atmosphere. I mean, you're climbing up a tower that's about to be engulfed by a volcano, but then there's also the music. The track sounds very ominous, and it builds up more the track goes on. Plus, it's a rendition of the final boss theme, which is a nice touch. It's for these reasons why Sinking Peril is easily my favorite mission in Sly 1. It puts you to a test, has a great atmosphere, and it builds up the final battle with clockwork perfectly. Not bad in the slightest.
Relax, Mom. This is gonna be great.
While not my favorite episode in Sly 3, Occult Alliance is actually pretty balanced with its missions. I mean, for every annoying missions, you have great missions to counter it. My favorite operation in Sly 3 happens to be Wedding Crasher, so it's even better to have a great ending for this rather mixed episode. The operation starts with Sly, Murray, and Penelope infiltrating Zhao's treasure chamber. After this, they split into two teams. Penelope and Murray are trying to shut down the security system in the chamber and steal Zhao's treasure, while Sly and the others are infiltrating Zhao's palace to free Jing King. On Murray and Penelope's side, you first avoid blue security beams with Penelope's RC car, then destroy the said beams to get inside the chamber and finally get the treasure. This part can be pretty tedious, especially avoiding the beams, but really, it's not too much of a hassle in the end. On Sly's side, you're infiltrating the palace, and you need to prevent an ancient Chinese security system from triggering so Panda King and Guru can get to Jing. The alarm can be prevented with keeping all of the bases in the palace lobby unbroken, which is your objective, while Guru and Panda King are making their way underground into Jing's chamber. Meanwhile, Bentley is using the grapple cam to lure Carmelita into the palace as well and trick her to take Jing's place. After this, things start to go haywire. Murray accidentally destroys Zhao's temple and sends the treasure to Bentley. Zhao gets enraged and summons the temple's guardian dragon to deal with the Cooper gang. What follows is a rather disappointing fight with the dragon. Well, at least the method you reach him is epic, and overall it doesn't take anything great away from this mission. It gets so many things right and it feels very complete afterwards. It's not perfect, but it's hell of a good.
Relax, Mom. This is gonna be great.
Another mission that's simple yet effective. There's actually a lot of missions I could choose from Rumble Down Under, but when it comes to having fun, Lemon Rage is the winner for me. In this mission, Sly, Bentley, and Murray are trying to scare off the miners by taking over their lemonade bar? How can you have a bar with lemonade? Anyway, Sly and the others challenge the miners into a drinking contest over the bar, and it's a button mashing minigame. But that doesn't matter because the funny animations and the contestants' quotes make it all worthwhile. However, it's not as clean cut as you'd think. One of the miners accuses Bentley from cheating, and so it leads to a tavern brawl. I mean, battle in a lemonade bar. In this part of the mission, you need to take control of Sly, Bentley, and Murray one at a time as you're mowing down dozens of miners. I think I don't need to explain why I like this part. For the brawl's finale, we have a mini-boss against a miner bearing the Mask of Dark Earth. In this fight, you need to use the real superpower of teamwork and lure the giant miner into Bentley's bombs or Murray's barrels. And it's pretty fun boss for what it is, just like the mission itself. It might be very simplistic in its execution, but the amount of fun I've had with this mission definitely awards it a place this high.
Relax, Mom. This is gonna be great.
I fucking love the 7th episode of Sly 2. It's my favorite video game level ever, and I mentioned before that my favorite operation in Sly 2 comes from this particular episode. And while I was thinking of putting another operation on this list for a while, Canada Games still remains my favorite operation in Sly 2. This particular mission is probably the most unique operation in the entire series. The premise is that the Cooper gang is trying to get the clockwork talons from John Bisson by entering his lumberjack games. And the talons happen to be the prize of the competition, so there. In the mission, each gang member takes part in the competition and does something to hinder John Bisson's performance. Murray chops down logs and shoots grappling hooks into John Bisson's ass. Bentley runs on log and drops an eagle egg into Bisson's pants so the eagles will go after his ass. Jeez, what's with Bisson and his ass? And Sly climbs an ice wall, and he also has to lure the judges away, knock them out, and take their place to give John Bisson bad scores. However, John Bisson notices this trick and knocks out the trio, who soon find themselves imprisoned. Bentley manages to escape, only to find John Bisson and find out that he has stolen all of the clockwork parts and sold them to Arpeggio. And so, the stage is set for the best boss in the game. I won't talk about it too much here because I think I'm going to talk about this boss again sooner or later, but this fight is so awesome that it's my favorite boss in the series. However, even after Bisson is defeated, the mission isn't over. You still need to make a run for the Northern Light Battery to sneak into Arpeggio's blimp. Then it's over. And frankly, this is worth of all the praise I've given it. Not only is it very unique, but it also has a huge fun factor and an amazing boss to fight, which, in short, makes it the best operation in the series. Well, at least for me.
Relax, Mom. This is gonna be great.
You know, when I first played Sly 4, I noticed that after episode 4, I was enjoying the game significantly less. While it was mainly because of the stupid plot twist, the 5th episode, 40 Thieves, was also pretty bland, and I started to feel like the game had already shown everything great it had to offer. But little did I know that Sanzaru Games was saving the best for last. Deja Vu all over again might not be a full final level like in the original trilogy, but holy fucking shit! This is easily one of the best finales in the series. First, you enter Le Paradox's blimp as Sly to save Carmelita, but he is captured. So Bentley and Murray arrive at the scene with the ancestors to get back their canes and save Sly. And yes, you get to play as every ancestor. All of your skills with their special abilities will be tested here, and you even get to play as Murray to beat up some baddies. After you've completed all of the segments as the ancestors, you free Sly and Carmelita and proceed to have a less than stellar fight with Le Paradox. But honestly, it doesn't take anything away from the mission. I mean, sure, I would have preferred pretty much anything over a slew of QuickTime events, but at least the atmosphere is still through the roof, and there's still one part of the fight where you don't need to press random buttons. This is the best mission in Sly 4, and it's amazing from almost every angle. The way you use all of the ancestors to bring down Le Paradox is truly something I can appreciate. And while the final boss might suck, it doesn't hinder down this mission one bit in my eyes. Alright, here comes the old recap before we get our hands on the best Sly mission. Number 15, Cooper for Hire. Number 14, I'm a statue. Number 13, Redundancy of oh screw it. Number 12, Mechanical Menace. Number 11, Do You Even Lift? Number 10, Dynamic Duo. Number 9, 2 to Tango. Number 8, Boardroom Brawl. Number 7, Here Comes Oh Fuck This. Number 6, Conclusion, Lava is Hot. Number 5, Good Old Switcheroo, Wedding Crasher. Number 4, Rage of Lemons. Number 3, Smacking the Logs. And number 2, Deja Vu all over again. So of course my favorite Sly mission comes from my favorite Sly game. And in fact, it's a tie between two missions that are equally awesome but also have something that links them together. And those would be Explore the Vault and Stand Your Ground from the final episode of Sly 3. These are the two final missions before the final battle, where Sly, Bentley and Murray finally enter the Cooper Vault. When inside, Sly goes to the inner vault, making that Explore the Vault, while Bentley and Murray defend the vault from Dr. M's goons at the entrance in Stand Your Ground. Explore the Vault is basically what it says. You explore the Cooper Vault as Sly while overcoming the challenges left for you by the Cooper ancestors with using the various skills you've learned through the game. And Sly's late father even left one final move for you to learn, the Laser Slide.
Hey, I know it defies the laws of nature, but it's still awesome.
In Stand Your Ground, you first have to take out dozens of Dr. M's mutants as Murray to defend Bentley. Afterwards, Dr. M himself shows up, tries to manipulate Bentley but fails and Murray attacks him. However, M is stronger than he looks, so Bentley has to take the Cooper treasures into Dr. M's back to activate the vault's defense mechanism. After you've hit him 4 times, he gives up and goes after Sly. The reason these two are my favorites is because they represent the spirit of the series so well. In Explore the Vault, we get our ultimate test with Sly's acrobatics and thieving skills, and Stand Your Ground gives us a full fist fight with Murray and Bentley doing something indirect to take down his opponent. Plus, both of them work as a great build-up for the final boss as well as their standalone part of the game's conclusion. I'll admit that Stand Your Ground is better story-wise, and it's probably my favorite out of these two, but it's only together when they are the perfect Sly mission. For me at least.
I'm finished up, and here's hoping the next Sly game won't take another almost a decade, eh guys?
In the future we'll decide if there's a hero there.